Hi everyone, it's Liam here from Rating the Races. So we're going to do our handicap analysis video this week, and we're actually going to combine. There could have been two. There could have been one for the flat stroke all weather and one for some hurdlers, but I'm going to combine them into one video just to make it a bit easier. Starting off with Yarjus, who should have won on Saturday at Wolverhampton. If you didn't see the race, go and watch it. Definitely should have won on handicap debut, on stable debut for George Bowie. Interesting that Grace McEntee did ride that day. She is replaced by Billy Loughnane tomorrow, Thursday. The horse is due to run over 7 furlongs. I think he'll win that, and I think he could win another race or two after that. The handicapper put him up £4 for his second. Obviously, because he runs on Thursday, still runs off 72. Fully expect him to win off 72. I think he's an 85 plus horse personally, so even if he goes up to like 80 after winning on Thursday, I still think he could be nicely handicapped. So he's one that's very I don't even know the word I'm looking for now. Imminent. It's very imminent for his next run. Fully expect him to win. We then move on to Alpha Crucis, who, if you've watched my 3 horses to take from the weekend, you'll know all about Alpha Crucis. I don't think he was given the strongest of rides by Anna Gibson. He's only had the 9 runs for Gary Moore. He's still very unexposed. He went up £1 to 85 for finishing 4th in the Lincoln. I thought it was a very good effort, considering I didn't think it was the strongest ride. Put a Kevin Stott or a Jason Watson on next time, and I think he'll take all of the beating. You could slightly lower his sights. Don't look for a heritage handicap like the Lincoln. You could go for this Carlin King Richard the Third Cup at Leicester on Saturday the 27th of April. Still decent prize money. It's for horses rated 0 to 105. Fully expect Alpha Crucis to win that, I would. So he's one that's gone up £1. Horse that's dropped £1 to 97 is Revich, who will be interesting. I'm kind of wanting him to drop another couple of pounds before I really get interested in him. I think we'll probably see him in the Spring Cup. It was a good Spring Cup last year. Latam was second, who had previously won the Irish Cesarewitch, and the Irish Lincoln, and Jimi Hendrix, who went on to win at Royal Ascot as well. It was a good Spring Cup that day, but I just feel that Revich next time still might be slightly too high in the handicap to really get involved. But I imagine this is where we'll see him. But when he comes back to this race here at Chester, this is when I'll be very keen on him. He's a very good horse at Chester. So Revich has to go into your notebook, ready for maybe not next time, but the time after that if he disappoints at Newbury. The next horse that I do think you should put in your RTR Nagme is Vetiver, who dropped £1 to 97. It's interesting that she's been kept in training, considering she is a listed winner and a Group 3 placed filly. She is still a filly. Could have easily been retired off the back of that, but they didn't. That she ended up finishing the season, finishing 5th in a Balmoral, and I think they think things didn't quite go to plan. And with that in mind, there's a race for her at Royal Ascot that she could certainly go very close in. It's the Kensington Palace Fillies Handicap. It's for horses rated 0 to 105. She's 97. It's for fillies. She's a filly. It's for 4-year-olds and older. She's 4. I think this is probably why she's been kept in training with this race in mind. If she does turn up here, she'd be very interesting. It would not surprise me if she went straight to Royal Ascot now, off the back of that. You can see that she doesn't have that many runs in her career. She's quite lightly raced, and yet does hold her form quite well. That was probably her only poor run, running in the Lincoln. And maybe they didn't have any aspirations of winning the Lincoln, and they've got races down the line in mind with her. Next horse I want to talk about, we now move to the hurdlers, and this is Williston, who dropped £1 to 129. That actually means he's only £4 higher than when winning this Pertemps Network long distance handicap hurdle. He came into this off the back of winning at Cheltenham over 2.5, beating Bold Endeavour. Obviously, Bold Endeavour's gone and done well since. He has finished 4th in the Pertemps final at the Cheltenham Festival, so that form does look good. He's only £4 higher. Bold Endeavour's £4 higher still, and Williston's £4 higher, and yet if they reopposed in the race, I'd still think Williston would beat Bold Endeavour. He beat him quite comfortably last year off 2.5 lengths, by 2.5 lengths. And I imagine that this is all they've done is got him back for this race with Williston. You notice that the trip was only 2 miles 3 and 123 yards. He ran on behind Uncle Bert when the race was all over. Clearly had no aspirations of winning that. He went off 28-1 for that. Considering he'd gone and won a feature handicap just a few runs before at 14s, to go off 28-1, clearly they had no interest in going well at Bangor, and yet he probably did. Might have gone slightly too well, and the handicapper only dropped him £1, but that certainly would give him a big chance to return and win this race again. The next horse is Walking on Air, who's been dropped £2 to 137 on collateral form. And he's actually been dropped over fences and hurdles. And he could have made my chases as one for a future race over fences off this mark. However, I don't want them to run him over fences this season and ruin and lose their novice status, because I think he'd go very well in it. They might as well go and win a race at Cheltenham over 3 mile. This one here in April, it's over 3 mile. They could win that, keep his novice status for next year as well. But if he does go to Cheltenham over hurdles off 137, I'd be very keen on him. I mean, the race that we're looking at that was disappointing was on heavy going. He doesn't want that. You can see that generally there's good in the description. He ran there as a last minute, last resort sort of thing. It didn't work to get him into the Temps final again, and I think they might as well go and win a race now before going back over fences. Over fences, his form is good. The defeat of by Henry's Friend was a good effort. The likes of Neon Moon finished 5th, has come out and won since. 4th was Ballet Camus, has come out and won and finished 2nd twice. The form is good, so Walking on Air certainly would be interesting back over fences, but there's no need to do that this season. Might as well keep him over hurdles and retain his novice status for next year. And the final one that caught my eye was Take It Easy, who I highlighted on Saturday in one of my tweets, given a very gentle ride out the back before running on under Alice Stevens at Newbury. That was after 14 days off the track, so you can understand why she gave him a gentle ride. This is where he's going to be back, isn't he? The Swinton, it's worth 57 grand to win. They finished 3rd in it last year. It wasn't a fluke. You can see he's got the back form to demonstrate or to suggest that he could go well in the Swinton. He's now £2 lower. That £2 drop this week means he's £2 lower than when finishing 3rd, and you would have to think that would give him a massive chance if he returned to the Swinton, which I think he will now. So the main one that you want to be aware of in the next day or two is Yadjus, who I think runs on Thursday. I think he'll win at Southwell. It wouldn't even surprise me if they left him in at Chelmsford on Friday and he went and won that as well. That's the type of well-handicapped horse I think Yadjus is. Alpha Crucis, I'd like to see him at Leicester. Revich might need another run to drop another £1 or 2. Vetiver, I imagine they're going for the Kensington Palace fillies handicap. Williston is surely back off to the Temps final or Temps long distance hurdle at Haydock. Walking on Air, stick to hurdles, retain your novice status for next year, and Take It Easy back to the Swinton, where he would run off a £2 lower mark and would surely go very close.